right, everybody, I think we'll get started. Everybody looks great. The sun's shining outside, so we're going to try to enjoy a nice, brief ceremony, but one that honors and recognizes all our outstanding accomplishments. So thank you all for coming. Good evening. It's my pleasure on behalf of the department to welcome everyone to this year's Student Athlete Recognition Ceremony. Last year, I think we did this virtually. The year before, we didn't do one. So it's a great night when we can see everyone in person and recognize all the outstanding accomplishments that all of you have accomplished throughout the course of the year. We're really excited. I know I speak for the entire department in telling you that this is the highlight of the year, a highlight event for all of us. Tonight is certainly a night for all of us to celebrate accomplishments, but equally important, it's an opportunity for all of us to come together for a short time to reflect on this year's challenges and acknowledge the dedication and commitment that all of you have shown to your teams and to Cardinal Athletics. On behalf of the entire department, we thank you for your continued perseverance, and with great admiration, we congratulate each and every one of you in attendance tonight for meeting the challenges that we've all faced over the last couple of years. When I ask, and I say this often, when I'm asked often what I love most about SUNY Plattsburgh, I say quite simply, it's the people. The faculty and staff throughout campus are supportive. The support throughout the community is second to none. And our student athletes, all of you, are simply awesome. I'm also fortunate to work with gifted coaches who work tirelessly to support their programs and an exceptionally dedicated support staff that does whatever is necessary to support the needs of our student athletes. I thank all of these groups and count myself lucky to work in such a supportive atmosphere. In closing, most importantly, I want to let all of our seniors know how much we appreciate all that you have done for Cardinal Athletics. Your leadership, your commitment, and your dedication are what sets the tone for all of our student athletes. These same qualities are certain to help all of you as you begin the next phase in the next month or so of your journey beyond Plattsburgh. I have no doubt that your brightest days are ahead, and please know that we are here for you tonight and will continue to be here for you as you enter the Cardinal alumni family. We've got a busy night ahead of us, so at this time I would like to recognize, before I leave the podium, a couple of people who are in attendance, and one that I'm not sure is here. Again, it's kind of dark, so I can't see people coming and going, but on behalf of our president, Dr. Ignetti, I want to congratulate all of you as well. I do know that it was touch and go as to whether he could be here tonight because of a couple of other events going on campus, but we owe him a debt of gratitude, along with our senior administrative staff, for doing all they could over the last year to get our programs back up and running and get all of you on the ice, field, track, and wherever you play your games. Also, and I do know that she's here, I want to recognize our interim vice president for enrollment and student success, Corey Jackson, who's sitting in the back. She's part of that, a vital part of that administrative team that is so critical to allowing all of you do what you do best, which is to compete. So thank you for coming and joining us tonight, Corey. Also want to recognize two young ladies that are sitting right up front here. Cheryl Cole, our Associate Director of Athletics and Recreation, and Melissa Lemire, our Assistant Director of Athletics, and also our Director of Recreation Programming. They do a lot tirelessly behind the scenes to help our operation run smoothly. And last but not least, as I turn the baton over to Brian, I want to recognize and thank Brian Savard, our Director of Athletic Communications, and his staff for all the work that they do throughout the course of the year. I know firsthand the hours that Brian works, the time of the day that he leaves the office. It's usually a 24/7 operation throughout the weekend when we have home events going on as well as competitions outside of Plattsburgh. So it couldn't happen without Brian, and I want to thank him for that. Without further ado, I will turn things over to Brian, who's going to MC the rest of the night and I'll be back here periodically as we hand out awards. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the program.
Thanks, Mike. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Savard. I'm the Assistant AD for Communications here at Plattsburgh State, and I'm so glad you all were able to attend tonight. For the first time since the 2018-19 academic year, we completed a full 3 seasons of athletics. It seems like so long ago. You all have dealt with incredible amounts of adversity over the course of the past few years with COVID cancellations and uncertainty. It was awesome to see everyone back out there on their competition venues this year with fans. Before we get underway, I want to take a moment to thank somebody who's been integral to the operation of Plattsburgh State Athletics the past 6 years. Mike Howard, who you just heard from moments ago, has been tirelessly dedicated to putting our programs in a position to succeed and to ensuring that all of you have an enjoyable experience. Most of his work is done behind the scenes. He oftentimes can be found in the office doing work on a Sunday or taking a work phone call on his Peloton bike, as he does more often than not. The guy exercises all the time. His job never stops, no matter what time of the day or what day of the week it is. During his tenure year, he has overseen more than $400,000 raised as a part of the department's annual Game On for Giving campaign, which benefits student athletes. Added the sport of women's lacrosse, of which we saw our first 4-year senior class this year. Represented Plattsburgh State and continues to represent Plattsburgh State on a conference-wide and national level as the chair of the SUNYAC governing body, and currently serving as the chair of the NCAA Division III Cross Country and Track and Field Committee. And he's overseen the start of 2 major construction projects, the Memorial Hall project and the Fieldhouse Gym project, which will be completed, knock on wood, by the end of May, among many other achievements. At this time, let's please give Mike a round of applause for all that he's done for Cardinal Athletics. Now at this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage 2 individuals who are critical to helping many student athletes academically, Mila Sue and Tom Thompson. Mila is our faculty athletics representative, while Tom is our academic coordinator. Mila and Tom work tirelessly to advocate for athletics and help our student athletes excel in the classroom. Now for the academic award portion of our program, we're going to start with the Chi Alpha Sigma inductees. In order to gain acceptance into Chi Alpha Sigma, you must be a junior or senior, have a cumulative GPA of 3.40 or higher, and be in good standing with your program. When your name is called, please come up to the stage, entering over by Mila and Tom and exiting over by me. Sydney Bond from women's tennis. Tatum Cheney from women's ice hockey. Christian Dahl from men's ice hockey. Nolan DeMelfi from baseball. Rebecca Diller from softball. Julia Drillette from women's tennis. Christian Garner from men's soccer. Liam Gildea from men's cross country and track and field. Zach Gill from men's lacrosse. Julia Galino from softball. Lindsay Gazzetta from women's lacrosse. Davina Jedu from women's lacrosse. Mitchell Hale from men's ice hockey. Ryan Hogg from men's ice hockey. And to make it 3 in a row, Joe Kyle from men's ice hockey. Nicole Kingsley from women's soccer. Kristen Langdon from softball. Christian Lent from baseball. Christina Magicomo from softball. Aiden Maston from men's track and field. Anna McDuffie from women's soccer. Brianna McLaughlin from women's lacrosse. Steve Messerschmidt from baseball. Alexa Murray from softball. Madison Meyer from women's cross country and track and field. Ryan Nista from baseball. Caroline Noya from women's lacrosse. Kara Oatman from women's basketball. Michaela Osmer from women's track and field. Hannah Roberto from women's basketball. Gustav Rugg from men's lacrosse. Nikki Siasia from women's lacrosse. Maya Smith from women's basketball. Kanisha Strider from women's basketball. Madeline Taylor from women's track and field. Kristen Thomas from women's cross country and track and field. Adam Tredowitz of men's ice hockey. Ali Vangus from women's lacrosse. Kendall Wasick from women's ice hockey. Sam Wells from softball. And Connor Wolf from men's lacrosse. Now at this time, we'd like to recognize the second-year Chi Alpha Sigma honorees. When your name is called, just stand and be recognized, and please stay after the ceremony to receive your graduation cord. Matt Arujo from men's ice hockey. Caitlin Bajelko from women's volleyball and women's track and field. Rebecca Block from women's cross country and track and field. Kristen Burke from women's track and field. Alexa Cassidy from women's lacrosse. Samantha Cloyt from women's soccer. Ashley Davis from women's ice hockey. Kayla Duty from women's basketball. Caitlin Drew Mead from women's ice hockey. Emily Frodema from women's soccer. Brendan Heggers from men's lacrosse. Sarah Hefner from women's tennis. Sarah Krosneck from women's ice hockey. Aislinn McDonough from women's cross country and track and field. Michael Meddings from men's track and field. Aaron Metzger from women's soccer. Olga Muka from women's volleyball. Natalie Nista from women's soccer. Dylan Riley from baseball. Bliss Rhodes from women's track and field. Kieran Ritter from women's soccer. Gabrielle Rodriguez from softball. Hannah Rose from women's ice hockey. Allison Seidman from women's soccer. Pierce Steinberg from baseball. Yusuke Tanda from men's soccer. Taylor Taus from women's soccer. Nicole Unsworth from women's ice hockey. Lauren Valeka from women's soccer. Kirsten Villamere of women's soccer. Aaron Wilson from women's track and field. And Maddie Zofi from women's volleyball. We also have 5 more individuals who are 3-year honorees of Chi Alpha Sigma. I know there's a lot of them. It's an impressive achievement. I know it's a lot of names, but it's indicative of how smart you all are. Janelle Barber from women's track and field. Jordan Fine from men's soccer. Annie Katanka from women's ice hockey. Aaron McCardle from women's ice hockey. And Luke Rappaport from men's soccer. Our first major award of this evening is the Richard D. Semler Award. The Semler Award is named after one of the college's top philanthropists, Richard D. Semler, a 1968 graduate who enhances his community at large in Northern Virginia and SUNY Plattsburgh with generous gifts that should be beyond his means. Each year, the Semler Award is given to the male and female seniors with the highest cumulative GPAs. This year's female Semler Award winner has been a 4-year member of the Plattsburgh State women's track and field team and owns a GPA of 3.95 as a communication sciences and disorders major. A native of Washingtonville, New York, she's a 3-time honoree on the SUNYAC Commissioner's Academic Honor Roll. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring our female Semler Award winner from women's track and field, Kristen Burke. This year's Male Semler Award winner is graduating later this month with a 3.68 GPA as a biomedical sciences major. The Yorktown Heights, New York native is a 3-year member of the SUNYAC Commissioner's Academic Honor Roll. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring our Male Semler Award winner from men's soccer, Jordan Fine. A reminder again for all senior members of Chi Alpha Sigma to please see Mila and Tom at the conclusion of the ceremony this evening to get your graduation cord. Now it's time for the Athletics Award portion of the program. Please welcome to the stage Director of Intercollegiate Athletics and Recreation Mike Howard and Associate Director of Athletics Cheryl Cole. First up, we have the Senior Achievement Award. This award is given to a senior or junior who has completed academic requirements and plans to graduate in May. Athletic accomplishment from the entire career will be considered. The finalists for the Female Senior Achievement Award are Janelle Barber from Women's Track and Field, Emily Coelho from Women's Lacrosse, Emily Frodema from Women's Soccer, and Erin McCardle from Women's Ice Hockey. This year's honoree helped her program win 4 conference championships, make 3 national semifinal appearances, and capture a national title during her tenure in Cardinal Country. She finished her career as a 2-time AHCA All-American, earning first-team honors in 2022 and second-team recognition in 2020, and she earned the Newell Scholar Athlete of the Year honor this past season. The Macomb, Michigan native is also a 3-time All-Newell selection, earning first-team laurels in 2022 and 2020, and second-team kudos in 2019. She owns the program's career record for points among defensemen with 95, and she also blocked 105 shots during her career. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the 2021-22 Female Senior Achievement Award winner, Erin McCardle from Women's Ice Hockey. And now let's meet the finalists for the Male Senior Achievement Award. Stephen Kane from Men's Lacrosse and Luke Rappaport from Men's Soccer. This year's Male Senior Achievement Award winner has played a key role in the success of his program during his 4 years on the pitch at Plattsburgh State. He is a 2-time All-SUNYAC honoree, earning third-team recognition in both 2021 and 2019 as a back. The Mohegan Lake, New York native helped lead a defensive unit that led the SUNYAC in shutouts, goals against average, and goals against in 2019, and he twice was a member of a Cardinal team that advanced to the SUNYAC championship game, earning a spot on the SUNYAC All-Tournament team in 2019. He started in 50 of the 52 matches in which he played during his career, logging 4,228 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-22 Male Senior Achievement Award winner, Luke Rappaport from Men's Soccer. Now it's time to honor the Athletes of the Year. The Student Athlete of the Year can come from any class year, and only accomplishments from this year could be included in a nomination. First, let's meet the finalists for the Female Athlete of the Year. Emily Kawili from Women's Lacrosse. Annie Katanka from Women's Ice Hockey. Kristen Langdon from Softball. Aislinn McDonough from Women's Cross Country and Track and Field. And Kirsten Villamere from Women's Soccer. This year's Female Athlete of the Year pieced together one of the top seasons in her sport this year, as she was a finalist for the 2021-22 Laura Hurd Award. She was named an AHCA First Team All-American, the Newell Player of the Year, the Newell Tournament MVP, and a First Team All-Newell selection. She led NCAA Division III in goals with 35, goals per game with 1.3, and game-winning goals with 11, and she scored the overtime game-winning goal, which was featured on SportsCenter's Top 10 Plays, that sent the Cardinals to the national semifinals with a 3-2 victory over Colby College. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-22 Female Athlete of the Year, Annie Katanka from Women's Ice Hockey. Now let's meet the finalists for Male Athlete of the Year. Stephen Kane from Men's Lacrosse. Brexton Montville from Men's Track and Field. Luke Rappaport from Men's Soccer. And Bennett Stockdale from Men's Ice Hockey. This year's Male Athlete of the Year has put together some of the top offensive numbers in the region so far this year, as he leads the SUNYAC in goals with 45 and points with 57. He scored 5 goals in 4 different games this season, including against SUNYAC regular season champion Cortland on March 26th. While all SUNYAC honors have yet to be released in his sport, the Hampton, Massachusetts native is a likely all-conference honoree at midfield and could potentially be in the mix for honorable mention or regular All-America accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-22 Male Athlete of the Year, Stephen Kane from Men's Lacrosse. Now on to the special recognition portion of our program. These honorees were nominated by department staff and selected by the department administrative team. First, the Cardinal Community Service and Leadership Award. This is presented to the student athlete who went above and beyond to serve the campus and or the Plattsburgh community at large. This year's honoree has gone above and beyond both within his program and in the community. A team captain and team SAC representative, he volunteered to stuff grocery bags for JCEO, helped raise money and awareness for Hockey Coaches Care, volunteered to coach local youth hockey players at a variety of events, helped paint the ice at Stafford Ice Arena, donated food to the SUNY Plattsburgh Food Bank, participated in the Autism Walk, and delivered packages on campus for on-campus marketing. As a result of his leadership in the community, the Oakville, New York native, who also owns a 3.90 GPA, earned his program's Matty Thompson Award for Community Service. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-22 Cardinal Community Service and Leadership Award winner is Mitchell Hale from Men's Ice Hockey. The other special recognition award and the final major award that is being handed out this evening is the Cardinal AD Recognition Award. This is presented to an individual outside of the Department of Intercollegiate Athletics and Recreation in recognition of their outstanding support for our student athletes and the entire department. This year's Cardinal AD Recognition Award goes to one of Cardinal Athletics' most vocal supporters. From helping manage ticketing and game-day operations at hockey games to assisting with processing sponsorships to helping out with any events held in collaboration with the Office of Institutional Advancement, she has played an oftentimes behind-the-scenes role in the success of Cardinal Athletics. She also can be seen at many of the home athletics contests cheering on the Cardinals and occasionally helping carry 9 boxes of blankets into Gilt's Auditorium. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021-22 Cardinal AD Recognition Award winner is Gina Bond. And now on to the senior recognition portion of the program. Each senior will be called to the stage to accept their senior gift on behalf of the Department of Intercollegiate Athletics and Recreation. When your name is called, please come to the stage and accept your gift. If you are a multi-sport athlete, only come up to the stage the first time your name is called. With the pandemic affecting many aspects of determining who is a senior, some people in this room received blankets last year. In other cases, it has been indicated that you plan on returning to compete next year. If your name is not called, you intend on graduating this spring, and you do not intend on competing next year, please see either Mike, Cheryl, or I after the ceremony. First, men's soccer. Gianfranco Callio, Jordan Fine, Yusuf Okine, Liam Rain, Luke Rappaport, Cameron Richards, and Yusuke Tanda. Okay. Yeah. Next, women's soccer. Samantha Cloyd, Emily Fordima, Erin Metzger, Mackenzie Mulholland, Natalie Nista, Taylor Taus, and Lauren Valeka. Next up, men's cross country, Liam Gildea and Joe Eustatus. It's just Next, women's cross country, Rebecca Block, Aislinn McDonough, and Kristen Thomas. Next up, women's tennis, Julia Drollet, Sarah Hefner, and Bree Miller. Next, women's volleyball, Anne Beauchamp, Olga Muka, Megan O'Brien, Alyssa Rock, and Maddie Zolfi. Next up, men's ice hockey, Christian D. Felice, Mike Falanga, and Brandon Wells. Next up is women's ice hockey, Caitlin Drew Mead, Annie Katanka, Emma Colleen, Erin McArdle, and Taylor Whitney. Next up, men's basketball, Kyle Carey, Cameron Ness, and Marlon Todd. Next up is women's basketball, Kelly Degnan and Kayla Duty. Next up is men's track and field, Liam Gildea and Michael Meddings. Next is women's track and field, Rebecca Block, Kristen Burke, Aislinn McDonough, Journey Myricks, Bliss Rhodes, and Kristen Thomas. Next up is baseball, Nolan DeMelfi, Peter Gregory, Jacob Hutton, Ryan Lawyer, Christian Lent, Steve Messerschmidt, Dylan Riley, Lucas Rodriguez, Aaron Roman, and Pierce Steinberg. Next up is softball, Alex McKieran, Alexa Murray, and Gabrielle Rodriguez. Next up is men's lacrosse, Christian Bassi, Andrew Braverman, Max Bergio, Zach Gill, Brendan Heggers, Stephen Kane, Billy Lombardi, Peter Mullen, Justin Rokovich, James Schultz, Tanner Tobias, Matt Tripalik, Daniel Umbro, and Connor Wolf. And finally, women's lacrosse, Emily Coeli, Alexa Cassidy, Davina Jedu, and Ali Vengus. A few housekeeping items before you leave tonight. If you are a second-year Chi Alpha Sigma honoree, please see Tom Thompson and Mila to pick up your Chi Alpha Sigma graduation cords. If all the Semler Award, Senior Achievement Award, Athlete of the Year Award, and Special Award winners could stick around after the senior photo, we'll take a group photo of everybody up on stage. Thank you, everybody, and good night.